Miriam, what would you like for dinner tonight? Huh? I wouldn't touch anything you cooked. What? Miriam, what's wrong? I don't care if you're some elite who studied abroad or whatever. You're stuck up and insufferable. Did I do something to offend you? If I did, I sincerely apologize. Your very existence offends me. That's... To begin with, I was against your marriage to my son. I never wanted to live under the same roof as you in the first place. Is that so? I had no idea at all. Book smart but completely clueless otherwise, huh? Honestly, your lack of common sense is infuriating. I'm sorry, but could I ask you to refrain from making such harsh remarks right now? Why should I? I've been holding my tongue long enough. Now I'll say whatever I want. You do know that I'm pregnant, don't you? Stress like this isn't good for the baby. The baby? The worst thing for that child is you! What do you mean by that? A child raised by an elitist like you would end up completely messed up. You have no business being a mother. That's not true at all. Oh, it's true because I said so. So you'll hand the baby over to me. I'll raise it properly into a decent human being. After all, I raised my son, didn't I? That's proof enough of my parenting skills. Even so, I will raise my own child. You arrogant woman, I'm offering this out of the kindness of my heart, and you dare to refuse? Listen up, my son will divorce you, and I'll take custody of the child. You're going to make those two things happen immediately. No, that's impossible! Miriam, what's gotten into you? You're acting so strangely today. Shut up! I'm perfectly fine! You just need to do as I say, got it? Vincent, what time do you think you'll be home today?
I don't have any overtime, so I should be back by 7 p.m.
I see. I'll have dinner ready for you then.
Thanks, as always. By the way, did you visit your father at the hospital?
Yes, I did.
How's he doing?
It seems like he's really struggling mentally. Physically, he's not doing too badly, but the prolonged lack of recovery is taking a toll on him. It's clear there aren't any doctors in the country who can treat his condition, but I'm not giving up. I just have to make sure Dad doesn't lose hope either.
That's true. The other day he even left instructions for his will. I think he's come to terms with the situation in his own way. By the way, are you sure about the decision regarding the will? You chose not to accept any of your father's inheritance?
Yes, I don't need it. I explained to him that I'd rather it go toward the future of our child. My father raised me on his own, and I'm incredibly grateful to him for that. I feel like I've already received more than enough from him.
I see. If you're okay with it, then I won't say anything more.
Right now, I just want to focus on bringing a healthy child into the world for my father's sake. That's all I can think about.
You're juggling a lot. Pregnancy, your father's condition, and everything else. Remember, you don't have to handle it alone. Talk to me about anything. My mom and I are here to help with whatever you need.
Thank you, but your mother, I'm not so sure.
Huh? What do you mean?
The other day, your mother told me to divorce you.
What? What are you talking about? That makes no sense. Tell me everything.
Sonny, have you decided about the divorce yet? Miriam, if I've been lacking in any way, I'll do everything I can to fix it. Please, let's not move forward with the divorce. Can't we just forget this whole thing? Oh no, absolutely not. This isn't something I can just brush under the rug. Besides, I'm doing this for the sake of the family. I'm especially thinking of the baby on the way. You're saying this is about me being what you call an elite, aren't you? I've never thought of myself in that way. I don't see myself as someone above others. Oh, you're oblivious, aren't you? That's precisely the problem, your lack of awareness. It's already beyond saving. You don't even realize the strong stench of elitism you give off. It's practically suffocating. The way you carry yourself, the way you speak, everything about you screams arrogance, even if you don't see it. That's not my intention at all. Oh, so now you're going to deny how I feel? You're really full of yourself, aren't you? Just because you think you're being humble doesn't mean others see it that way. It's not about what you intend, it's about how you come across to those around you. And let me tell you, you come across as unbearably arrogant. Hey, I understand that you dislike me. I get it now. But I don't understand why you're insisting on custody of my child. Up until recently, you didn't even seem interested in the idea of my baby. At least, that's how it seemed to me. Oh, but that's where you're wrong. Recently, I've started to develop quite a fondness for your baby. Why now? What's changed? Simple. Your child is going to inherit a fortune, aren't they? Let's face facts. Your father doesn't have much time left. Maybe a year for being optimistic. Once he's gone, your baby will be the recipient of a massive inheritance. And if I become the guardian, that inheritance will be under my control. Naturally, that makes me feel a connection to the child. So this is all about the inheritance? Of course it is. I won't sugarcoat it. You see, I've been struggling with some debts for a while now, and this inheritance would solve all my problems. It's honestly a blessing in disguise. All you need to do is safely give birth, and then, if your father happens to pass on shortly after, everything will fall perfectly into place. Stop it! Don't talk about my father's life like it's a piece of your plan! I haven't given up on him yet. He's still fighting, and I'm still fighting for him. Oh, how naive. Let's not kid ourselves. There's no cure for his condition, is there? You might think you're doing the right thing by holding on to hope, but letting him go would actually be the kind of choice. Let him rest in peace instead of dragging things out unnecessarily. That's what a truly considerate daughter would do. I don't care what you think. I will never give up hope, and I won't let your twisted plans come to fruition. So today's the big day, huh? You're being admitted to the hospital. Don't let me down. Make sure to deliver a healthy, adorable baby. Let me be clear. I'm not giving birth for your sake. Oh, don't be so defensive. I'm just saying I'll take responsibility for the child once they're born. You don't have to worry about a thing. And by take responsibility, you mean using them for the inheritance, don't you? Let me ask you this. If everything goes according to your plan and the inheritance does come through, will you still take care of the child afterward? Oh, don't be ridiculous. Once they've served their purpose, I'll just send them to a care facility. How could you say such a thing? There's no way I'd ever entrust my child to someone like you. Oh, come on, I was just joking. Don't take everything so seriously. I'll raise them well enough. At least better than you could. So, why not hand them over to me? There's absolutely no way. I love my child with all my heart, and that's something you'll never understand. Oh, lighten up, will you? When's your due date again? It's still a little ways off, isn't it? Maybe I'll come visit you when the baby is born. I don't care to visit your dying father, but I wouldn't mind stopping by to see the little one. Neither visit is necessary. Stay away from the hospital and my family. You think you can order me around? Don't forget, I know exactly which hospital you're staying at. Fine, if you insist on coming, I'll make sure the hospital staff knows to keep you out. Oh, is that so? Well, whatever. Just focus on delivering the baby safely. That's all that matters for now. I don't need you to tell me that. I'll do it without your interference. Oh my, what an adorable baby! Seeing them reminds me of when my son was just a little bundle of joy. It takes me back to those days. Miriam, what are you suddenly talking about? What am I talking about? The baby, of course. I'm telling you how cute they are. What do you mean? I'm not quite following what you're trying to say. Oh dear, you really are a bit slow on the uptake, aren't you? Let me spell it out for you. I've taken your newborn baby home with me. The baby is here now with me at my house. What? What on earth are you saying? While you were distracted, I simply picked up the baby from the newborn ward and brought them to my home. It was all quite easy, really. There's no need for you to worry now. I'll be raising this child myself. So, Sonny, your services are no longer required. Do you understand what that means? Miriam, do you even realize what a monstrous thing you've done? I only did what needed to be done, for my happiness and the happiness of the baby, of course. No, what you've done is a grave mistake. You're entirely in the wrong here. A mistake? What could you possibly mean by that? Miriam, I haven't even given birth yet. What? What are you saying? Exactly what I said. I haven't had the baby yet. They're still here, safely inside me. No, that can't be. Are you joking? Not at all. I'm entirely serious. My child hasn't been born yet. They're still in my womb. Wait, then whose baby? It's someone else's baby, of course. That's impossible. Your due date was just yesterday, wasn't it? Yes, it was. But you see, the baby decided to take their time. Just a slight delay in the schedule, that's all. But I went to the hospital this morning. I saw the baby sleeping there. Miriam, I should let you know, I deliberately gave you the wrong hospital name. I've been staying at a facility run by an old friend from my school days. She helped ensure my privacy so that no one other than my husband could locate me. Isn't it wonderful to have such capable connections? No, you're joking, right? This can't be real. Miriam, do you really think I'd joke with you about something like this? We're hardly close enough for playful banter. You'd better return that child to the hospital before it's too late. Oh, this can't be happening! Oh, and just so you know, the police will likely get involved soon. If you turn yourself in, the consequences might be slightly less severe. You seem awfully pleased with yourself. I'm not pleased, Miriam. I'm genuinely concerned for that poor child you've taken. They deserve to be back with their real parents, don't you think? Please do the right thing for their sake. I see what's going on here. What do you mean by that? You're trying to scare me into returning the baby, aren't you? I must admit, it's quite a clever little trick you've come up with. I didn't think you had it in you to pull off such a scheme. Too bad it's not going to work. Miriam, this isn't a trick. It's my honest advice to you. That baby doesn't belong to you, and it's not too late to set things right. Take them back before this situation escalates any further. Nice try, but I'm not that gullible. I'm not falling for whatever game you're trying to play here. I'm not playing games, Miriam. This is your final warning. Take this child back to the hospital before things spiral out of control. Oh, we'll see about that. I'll just confirm it with my son, Vincent. Once I hear from him, we'll know who's telling the truth here, won't we? By the time you're done with that, the situation will have blown up even more. Please, just listen to me now. As if I'd ever listen to you. I'm calling Vincent right now, and while I'm at it, I'll start moving forward with the divorce proceedings too. Once I tell him you've been unfaithful, he'll drop you like a bad habit. Do whatever you like. I've done all I can to warn you. Hey, Vincent, do you have a picture of the baby? I'd love to see how they look.
Oh, about that. Sunny's due date got delayed. The baby hasn't been born yet.
What? They haven't been born yet?
Yeah, that's right. Why are you so surprised? Due dates can shift all the time, you know.
But I already brought the baby home.
Wait, what? Whose baby did you take? You didn't seriously just take a baby from the newborn ward, did you?
It wasn't like that. Sunny was the one at fault. She told me she didn't want to raise the child and begged me to take them instead. I didn't want to do it either, but she left me no choice.
I see. So that's the story you're going with?
Exactly. Isn't it clear now? That's why I'm saying you need to divorce her immediately.
No, Mom. What's clear is that I've finally seen who you truly are.
What? Vincent? What are you saying?
I'm saying I was listening to every word you just said, and it's nothing but lies.
I'm not lying. Why won't you believe me?
Because it's obvious Sunny would never say something like that.
How can you be so sure?
Because I know Sunny. She was raised by her father alone, and she's always told me how much she admires him for raising her with love and care. Every day she talks about how she wants to give that same love to her own child. And she's been looking forward to introducing her father to his grandchild because she thinks it will cheer him up. There's no way someone like Sunny would ever say she doesn't want to raise her baby.
She said all that?
Yes, and you've trampled all over her feelings. I'll never forgive you for this.
Wait, Vincent, calm down.
Calm down? How am I supposed to calm down? And don't think I don't know what you're really after.
What do you mean?
You want custody of the baby so you can get your hands on Sunny's father's inheritance, don't you?
How? How did you know that?
Sunny told me everything, and now I don't even want to speak to you anymore. My priority is supporting Sunny. Don't contact me again.
Wait, Vincent, don't run away from me. You set me up, didn't you? What's with you now? What are you talking about? Wasn't this all your own doing? Shut up! I didn't expect things to turn out like this. Vincent hasn't been responding to me at all. At this rate, I really might get arrested. What do you plan to do about it? I'm not doing anything. You need to take responsibility. Just face the consequences of what you've done. So, you're abandoning me? Abandoning you? What are you talking about? I didn't even know you had anyone left to abandon you. From what I can see, it's you who's been abandoned by everyone, and it's your fault. But don't worry, not only will the parents of that baby sue you, but I'm going to sue you too. What? You're going to sue me? What did I do to you? I didn't do anything. I see, you still don't get it. You've said so many cruel things to me over time, like telling me to divorce, calling me worthless, and saying I'm not an elite. Those things are emotional abuse, and I'm going to sue you for it. I've kept track of everything. Did I really say all that? I don't really remember saying those things. Maybe I was just angry. Don't worry about it. I've got everything recorded. All the evidence I need. I'll be using that in court. There's no way I'll lose this lawsuit. Why would you even record me saying those things? Well, you see, a friend of mine from my time abroad is a lawyer in the UK. When I told her about everything, she gave me some advice on how to go about suing you. She helped me gather the information, and now I have everything ready. This lawsuit is a done deal for me. You're going to lose. I'm going to win. No question about it. You're really serious about suing me? Of course. I've been serious about this from the start. Fine. I'll admit it. I'm defeated. I won't fight you on this. This time. So, you admit it this time, but what does that mean? What's this time talk? Is there more to the story? I'll prepare everything I need, and I'm going to make sure things go in my favor eventually. For now, I won't take any drastic action until your inheritance is passed down to your child. After that, I'll find a way to get Vincent on my side. That's my plan for now. Really? You think that's going to work? It will be easy. You see, I'm his mother. I can manipulate his feelings however I want. For now, I'm just going to focus on hoping your father dies soon. It's not like it's going to be too long, right? What are you talking about? Don't say things like that. That's horrible. It's only the truth. Oh, don't worry. My father's condition is actually improving. He's going to be fine. What? How is that possible? Didn't you say it was impossible to treat him? It's true. It was impossible in the United States. But after I used all my connections from my time abroad, I was able to find a doctor in the UK who could treat him. I've been searching for ages, and finally I found someone who can help him. When I told my father the news, he was over the moon. He's feeling better than ever. You've got to be joking! There's no way! No, this is the truth. I even talked to him about it, and he was so happy. He felt completely revived. It's like he's a new person. He even joked that he'll be around long enough to see his grandchild graduate. It's such a relief to see him back to his old self again. So, does that mean the inheritance? Oh yes, it's not going to be passed down to my child for a long time. It will be many years before my child gets anything from it. By that time, I imagine you'll be a grandmother, and it will be far too late for you to try and claim anything. I wonder if the debt collectors will be willing to wait all that time for you to pay them back. No, no! I've worked so hard. I've gone through so much to make this happen, and it's all for nothing? Yep, it was all a waste of time. Actually, it was just a nuisance. Please, please listen to me. I didn't want any of this. I had no choice. I was desperate. I didn't want to cause any more trouble for you or your family, but... So, in order to avoid burdening us, you decided to steal a child? That's your solution? I don't understand. Your actions just don't make any sense. Please, please, just reconsider. Don't sue me. I'll do anything. I'm begging you. I have no money right now, and... I don't care about your money problems. What you need to do now is turn yourself in. And from now on, you're not to contact me or anyone in my family again. You're a bad influence on my child. That's the reality.
Mom's been arrested? Can you believe she went so far just to cover her debts?
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I don't even think of her as my mother anymore. How are you? Are you feeling all right?
I'm okay. It's just that the treatment for my father is going to be incredibly expensive. I'm so sorry that it's going to be such a financial burden on you.
Don't apologize. Your father is family to me too, and so are you and the baby. I'll protect you both no matter what it takes.
Thank you. I'll do whatever it takes to protect our family too. Let's always be there for each other from now on.
Of course, we're in this together, always.
My mother-in-law was arrested, but she was fortunate enough to be given a suspended sentence. This meant that, despite the severity of her actions, she did not have to serve time in prison. The decision to grant her a suspended sentence was a relief in some ways, but it also left lingering questions and emotions in the family. My husband and I, however, could not bring ourselves to forgive her. We felt that the trust and connection we once had were shattered beyond repair, and so we made the difficult but firm decision to sever all ties with her. This was not just an emotional decision, it was also one driven by the circumstances surrounding her actions and the impact they had on our lives. As we distanced ourselves from my mother-in-law, something unexpected happened. Other family members, including cousins, uncles, and aunts who had previously been somewhat neutral, also chose to break away from her. It was as if the weight of her actions had caused a ripple effect through the family, and now no one wanted to be associated with her. Some of them felt betrayed. Others were simply disgusted by what had transpired. But in the end, everyone agreed that cutting ties with her was the only way to protect themselves and to move forward. In the aftermath, my mother-in-law found herself isolated, with no family to turn to. The only thing that remained in her life was the mountain of debt she had accumulated. She had always lived somewhat carelessly when it came to finances, but now the consequences were undeniable. The debt collectors were relentless, and the pressure to repay the money was overwhelming. It became clear that she had no other option but to find a way to earn money in order to make payments on her debts. The thought of her situation was both sad and frustrating, but we were no longer in a position to help her. Determined to take responsibility for her debts, my mother-in-law decided to start working part-time. This was something that seemed like the only practical solution, though it was not without its challenges. The problem, however, was that she had never worked a day in her life. She had always relied on others, especially her family, to provide for her. She had never developed the skills or discipline necessary for a job, and now she was faced with the harsh reality of having to fend for herself. When she first started her part-time job, it became apparent just how ill-prepared she was for the demands of work. She was unfamiliar with basic tasks that many people take for granted. The job was physically and mentally demanding, and she struggled to keep up with the pace. She had always been accustomed to a life of leisure, where things were done for her or handed to her. But now, she was forced to face the harsh realities of responsibility and self-sufficiency. Unfortunately, her lack of experience and skills made it impossible for her to succeed in the role. She was constantly making mistakes, which frustrated her supervisors and colleagues. It didn't take long before they made the decision to let her go. She was fired after only a short period of time. The job that she had hoped would provide some financial relief became yet another reminder of her inability to adapt to the real world. At first, she tried to hide her failure, but it was clear to everyone around her that she had struggled. The weight of the situation was difficult for her to bear, but she had no other choice but to accept it. She continued to search for another part-time job, hoping for better luck the next time around, but it was clear that her chances were slim. She had no real work experience, and her age made it even more challenging to find something suitable. The reality of her situation slowly began to sink in, and the once proud woman who had always relied on others was now facing the consequences of her choices. As she struggled to find stable work, the burden of her debt grew heavier. With no family to turn to, she was left to face the repercussions of her actions alone. The isolation was painful, but it was also a result of her own decisions. Her lack of responsibility and disregard for the impact of her actions had led to this point. The family members who had once been there for her were now distant, and there was no one left to support her. The debts continued to pile up, and there was no clear way out. Despite the mounting pressure, my husband and I remained firm in our decision to cut ties with her. We had done everything we could for her in the past, and we felt that it was time for her to face the consequences of her actions. We understood that she was struggling, but we also knew that we could not continue to enable her behavior. Our own lives were demanding enough, and we had to prioritize our own well-being and well-being of our immediate family. The situation with my mother-in-law became a reminder of the harsh realities of life. While it was difficult to watch her struggle, we knew that sometimes people had to face the consequences of their own actions in order to learn and grow. It was not easy to watch her suffer, but it was a necessary step for her to take responsibility for her debts and her life. We could only hope that, in time, she would come to understand the gravity of her choices and learn from them. But for now, she was left to navigate the world on her own, with nothing but the burden of her debt to carry. After that, my mother-in-law was unable to find work anywhere. Despite her persistent attempts to secure a job, she was rejected time and time again. She applied for various positions, hoping that one of them would give her the chance she needed to make things right. However, no matter how hard she tried, no company seemed willing to take her on. The rejections became a painful reminder of her lack of experience and her age, both of which made it increasingly difficult for her to find any kind of meaningful employment. The world she once knew, where things were handed to her and she never had to lift a finger, was no longer available to her. She was now forced to confront the reality of having to support herself, and yet, the door to doing so seemed firmly closed. As the days passed and the bills kept piling up, my mother-in-law fell deeper into a vicious cycle. In desperation, she began borrowing more money in an attempt to pay off her existing debts. The idea was that by taking out new loans, she could eventually pay off the old ones, but this only made things worse. Each loan she took out added to the mountain of debt she already owed. The interest on the loans compounded, and the amount of money she was required to pay back grew exponentially. At first, she thought she could manage, but it quickly became clear that she was sinking deeper and deeper into financial trouble, unable to escape from the ever-tightening grip of her debts. With each passing day, the situation grew more and more unbearable. The loan sharks started calling her, demanding payments she could not afford. They would show up at her door, sometimes even in the middle of the night, threatening her with legal action if she did not pay what she owed. My mother-in-law, frightened and overwhelmed by the sheer amount of debt she had accumulated, tried her best to avoid these collectors. She would hide from them, ignore their calls, and do everything in her power to stay out of their way. But no matter how much she tried to avoid them, the debts continued to haunt her. Every phone call, every knock at the door reminded her of her mistakes, of the mountain of debt that now seemed impossible to overcome. As the months went by, her life became consumed with these efforts to escape from the debt collectors. It was as if she had become a prisoner to her own financial mismanagement. She could no longer go about her day without the constant fear of someone showing up to demand money. The stress and anxiety began to take a toll on her health, both mentally and physically. She had once been a woman who took pride in her ability to control her life. But now, she was overwhelmed by the consequences of her decisions. Every day felt like an uphill battle, one that she was losing. Eventually, my mother-in-law's situation became so dire that she simply disappeared. No one in the family has heard from her, and no one knows where she is. It's as if she vanished into thin air. She stopped answering phone calls, stopped responding to messages, and eventually, all communication ceased. For weeks, no one knew where she was, and the uncertainty left everyone in a state of confusion and worry. Some people in the family speculated that she had gone into hiding, unable to face the consequences of her actions. Others feared the worst, believing that her struggles had led to a tragic end. But the truth is, no one knows what happened to her. Her disappearance was a mystery that no one could solve. We searched for her, but all our efforts were in vain. The house where she had lived was empty, her belongings gone. She had left behind nothing but a trail of unanswered questions. It's as if she had slipped away, without a trace, leaving behind nothing but the wreckage of her former life. No one in the family knew where to turn, and no one could provide any answers. It was as if she had completely erased herself from existence. For a long time, we wondered what could have happened to her. Did she simply disappear to escape her problems, or had something more serious occurred? It was a question that haunted the family, but it was a question we could never answer. The mystery of her disappearance became a symbol of her life, a life that had been defined by poor decisions, unfulfilled promises, and a refusal to take responsibility for her actions. As time went on, the reality of her disappearance began to settle in. We had tried time and again to help her, but in the end, we realized that there was nothing more we could do. She had made her choices, and those choices had led her to this point. There was no way to undo the damage that had been done, and no way to fix the mistakes she had made. She had pushed away everyone who had once cared for her, and now she was completely alone. Her story is one of loss and regret, a cautionary tale about the consequences of poor decisions and the impact they can have on an entire family. It is a reminder that sometimes, no matter how much we try to help someone, they must ultimately take responsibility for their own actions. My mother-in-law's life ended in a way that none of us could have predicted, and her disappearance remains a painful reminder of the path she chose. In the end, we may never know what truly happened to her, but one thing is certain: her story is a tragic one, and it will stay with us for the rest of our lives. We can only hope that, wherever she is, she has found some peace, even if that peace came at the cost of everything she once knew. The rest of us are left to move on, to rebuild our lives without her, and to carry the lessons learned from her mistakes. Her disappearance is a reminder that sometimes people must face the consequences of their actions alone, and that there is no guarantee of a happy ending for everyone. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.